Okay, let's play 10-Yard Fight. This is a very early NES game with skill levels ranging from high school to the big game. I suppose this was prior to the NFL's copyright infringement madness when they wouldn't let you use the name Super Bowl. High school is the easiest, so I'm going to go ahead and try it out. And here we go. This is high-tech football right here. Yeah, get those defenders caught up on my blockers. Oh. Ah. Sometimes you can juke right through a tackle, just kind of barrel through it. You always have one man in motion for each play. Oh yeah. And if you can miss the first tackle, you can usually get the first down. Don't you love how the field is 1,000 times longer than the player? It's like every person is 3 feet tall. Yeah, this isn't Tecmo Bowl. You don't have Bo Jackson on your team. If you're going to march down the field, it's going to take a while. As for controls, basically the A button does everything. Snap, throw, break a tackle, etc. Oh! I sure got stuffed at the line there. In the immortal battle of High School Blue versus High School Red. Let's see if I can make this one in. Boom! Touchdown, good guys. And then a man in motion, even for kicking the extra point, folks. Look at that. The ball doesn't even leave the ground, it just kind of slides across the two-dimensional landscape. As you can see, the game is divided into two 30-minute halves, although they're not real minutes, as you can plainly see the seconds ticking along faster than second style, a la ice hockey or similar NES games. Boom! Broke through. You got jacked. Up. Or whatever they used to say on ESPN. Defense. You're going to want to get through the line quickly. You can select either Defender A or Defender B. And, crap, I just screwed up there. But the idea is you kind of have to learn the rhythm and be able to intercept their runner as quick as possible if they end up tossing it. To the runner, I mean. But if they're passing, you want to get to the quarterback and go for the big sack. Or if they do a QB sneak, I guess there's that option too to eventually catch him. Well, if they keep making gains like that, this will be a real game. You're going to notice me usually select the person closest. There we go. The person closest to the line. Unless, like on that play, they're very much to the extreme one side of the field. Then I'll pick the inside guy just for a little more freedom of movement and where I'm able to go. But really, the defender you select, it's a crapshoot. It's paper, rock, scissors. You're sometimes not going to be sure which one's the best one. So, yeah, we're just burning time watching that man in motion. For those who don't know, 10-Yard Fight. Shoot. 10-Yard Fight is not regarded very fondly, even in retrospect. I mean, it was one of the original 18 release games for the NES, and it's just not refined at all. There are so many rules that don't exist, so many simulation aspects they would improve on with later titles. I mean, just the vertically scrolling screen alone is a poor design choice, especially for horizontally oriented televisions. Which is why better games like Tecmo Bowl use the horizontal scrolling, among other reasons, but that's just a big part of it. It's more suited for televisions. I mean, can you imagine playing this on a widescreen TV? such a narrow, vertically oriented field. It seems absurd. Boom. But football is a popular sport, and I'm sure this game managed to sell many, many, many copies. It's among the more common of the original black box titles. And if you didn't catch it, that was a field goal they just did, so it's 7-3, and I get the ball back. I'd like to build up a sizable lead and really not risk losing. You guys have seen enough of my Let's Play videos of me doing badly at a game or losing to the computer. And if you can't tell, yeah! If you can't tell, I actually really like kickoff returns in this game. I think that whole strategic aspect of simultaneously moving all of your team's players at the same time just adds a note of customization and skill level manipulation you don't see in other games. And oh! 1 yard shy of a 10-yard fight. Kickoff return touchdown. That was nice. Can I sneak this in? Boom. I'm saying boom a lot. That's kind of weird. Or maybe it's not. I just now realized it. So, of all the football games made on NES, even LJN's effort or John Elway's quarterback, this is probably the worst one, 10-yard fight. I think I would rather play the Atari 2600 version of football than this game. If you never played the Atari 2600 version, you could actually control the ball in midair. Like, you could throw the ball and then move the football in midair, like steering it like a missile. It was really cool. But no, if you are a dedicated NES player, no Atari football for you. Oh, the flea flicker. Well, maybe not flea flicker because I didn't give it back to the quarterback. I need to brush up on my football terminology. I love the purple and green helmet at midfield. I don't even think it's green. I think it's just the same color as the grass around it, and they just forgot to fill it in. Maybe that's pink. Is that purple or pink? What do you think? I really don't care. It's a logo on the field. Yeah, this is not exactly a very exciting football game. The pacing is pretty slow. And I think that was supposed to be a field goal attempt. No, it looks like it was a punt, and I just didn't receive it, I guess. Whatever. Another one of 10-yard fights' claims to fame is that even though there were a few NES games that began with a numeral, such as 1942, 1943, Battle of Midway, 8 Eyes, 10-yard fight usually appears at, yep, I saw that coming. The opponent just got an interception. Interceptions are pretty easy in this game. The ball doesn't really have an arc. Excuse me. It doesn't really account for the game. Yeah. Oh, take that. Revenge sack right there. The ball doesn't have an arc. It doesn't really travel upwards in the air. It just travels straight forward from the quarterback. So if there's a defender anywhere between that two-dimensional plane between quarterback and receiver, it's likely going to result in an interception. So sorry to speak disjointedly, but as I was saying, 10-yard fights' claim to fame is that it's often represented as the very first NES game in alphabetical order. If you take an alphanumeric listing of all the NES video game cartridges, 10-yard fight will be right at the top. And fortunately, mercifully, the first half is almost over. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and say that kickoff returns are my favorite part of the game. I'm really happy with my performance here. I know it's just the high school level, but still, I mean, just with the kickoff return, I've managed to bleed the clock away entirely. Makes it to the 10, the 5. Oh, come on. I thought I might have a touchdown there, but such is not the case. Here comes the second half. Not even a halftime show. I mean, so many other football games on the NES had halftime shows. Why not 10-yard fight? Because it's the bare minimum football game, that's why. No cutscene animations of any kind. This game took up the minimum space on the cartridge, pretty much. Okay, not the minimum, but I mean it's one of the smaller games in terms of its category of size on the chip. Yeah, I read that one. Boom. Taking you out at the knees. Yeah, no player injuries. Nothing like that. This is years and years before the Madden series would even get started. Oh! A missed tackle. Can you believe it? Oh, that quarterback just kind of let my computer teammates sack him. That is a rare occasion that your AI teammates will actually do anything. So anytime your computer teammates do anything, it's a rare sighting. I'll just say that. No kind of statistical tracking, no kind of rosters, no kind of team selection, no difference in the fields. And even when you win or lose the game, just wait and see, I'll show you, but all you get is text for your ending. It's just so primitive. But no matter how unexciting it is, the referee will always happily trot out and tell you when you've got a first down. Hardest working man in sports video games right there. He could just stay at the sideline, but nope, he has to run all the way to the middle of the field. Motion for the first down. I should probably just let the clock bleed as much as possible every play. We still got over 21 virtual minutes remaining. Because of the high likelihood of interceptions I mentioned earlier, you'll notice that almost all of my passes are going to be as quick as possible. If I have a clear line between the quarterback and the receiver, I'm going to go ahead and throw it and then rely on yards gained after the catch. Just like that right there, because the man in motion becomes your designated receiver. If he's in motion to the point where I know I can get a quick pass off to him, I'm going to do it. And on that play right there, it was worth running backwards, just take time off the clock. On this one, I'm going to let him go all the way left, burn up more clock time, snap the ball, get the quick pass off. There we go. That's how you do it right there. You can play this game two-player, but just to be completely clear and honest and forthcoming, I'm going to go ahead and just run backwards now a whole lot just to burn up the clock, show you what that's like to run backwards, maybe forwards again. Ha 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 ha. Yeah! Dodging tackles all over the place. This is one for the highlight reel. Yeah, just to finish that sentiment, to be within full disclosure, if you have any other two-player games on NES, there are very few that would be worse than 10-Yard Fight. I mean, honestly, in terms of how kind of boring and slow and unexciting and non-competitive and plain and ugly, and if you have any other two-player games, just go ahead and play them. They don't get much worse than 10-Yard Fight. Even the name is odd. 10-Yard Fight? I mean, we get it. You're fighting for 10 yards to get a first down every time you're on offense. And I suppose the crux of football's appeal is how much of a grind it can be to get those 10 yards, but they didn't even call it football, you know? It's not even in the title. I mean, even with their very early other sports games like golf, tennis, baseball, they couldn't call this one football? Nope, 10-Yard Fight. I mean, think about it. The guys at Nintendo who decided the titles for those very early sports games, they could have used that tactic for the other games. Instead of baseball, it could have been 7th inning stretch or second base steal. Tennis could have been 15 love, forehand serve, backhand return. I mean, well, that was a lucky interception right there. Volleyball, that could have been kill shot, spike, jump block, whatever. They didn't name them in terms of these weird other terms. They just called it the sport. But nope, can't call it football. It has to be 10-Yard Fight. And don't get me wrong, I mean, I'm giving 10-Yard Fight a lot of vitriol and venom here in this recording, but those other early sports games were not exactly the best either. If you go back and play baseball, oh, it is so weird. It's so still. It's on a static one screen per each hit. Unlike baseball games that actually follow the path of the ball and show a bigger field, like it feels claustrophobic. So, I mean, kudos to Nintendo. They came a long way from those early designs, like you're seeing here. So think of it that way. Imagine that you are watching right now a key stepping stone in Nintendo's history. Before they knew how to revolutionize the market with sports games like Wii Sports, they first just had to flood the market with subpar titles just to get their feet off the ground. Perhaps Nintendo's initial journey into the marketplace realm was itself a 10-Yard Fight. You heard it here first. This entire sports simulation is just a metaphor for Nintendo's early struggles in the gaming market. Crazy? Yes, but that's how I roll. Speaking of how I roll, and actually trying to return to some relevant in-game commentary here, rather than educational historical tidbits. Who am I kidding? Not truly educational, but you get the idea. Looks like I have this game safely in the bag. There's pretty much no point the computer can hope to win at here, so I'm just going to burn the clock and keep on going. Thank you, hardworking referee, as always. Let's see if I can score one more time before the game's over. Yeah, no 2-minute warning either, it just goes straight through. Oof. Thanks for watching. Thanks for putting up with my random commentary. But more so, thank you for putting up with an unexciting game. Nonetheless, this is 10-Yard Fight, representing a very early chapter in Nintendo's history. 2 halftime up. Apparently I'm on my way to the Super Bowl. 1-up wins over the Com. Thanks for watching.